It's another round of capacity building for directors of the Microfinance Bank in Osun State, as National Association of Microfinance Banks, in its push for stronger corporate governance, held another workshop for its members. As its quarterly training held in Osogbo, directors, managing directors, and compliance officers converge to address governance gaps that have led to distress in some institutions.
The committee, as he gave us the insight to the training that we are here for.
State Chairman of NAMB, Charles Abiodun Adedayo, said many failing microfinance banks suffer from poor corporate governance. He noted that the training is aimed at equipping directors with the discipline and skills required to enforce governance standards, insisting that in Osun, no bank must die.
Of poor corporate governance. So the importance of corporate governance cannot be overemphasized. We need to keep training our directors, the management, on the importance and roles of corporate governance as it affects our institutions. They need to be trained from time to time, because where the issue of corporate governance is not well addressed or not complied with, definitely there will be bank failure. And with our slogan in Osun State that no bank must die, we keep on stressing on training of our directors, the board members, so that they can be well equipped with corporate governance issues and ensure compliance with Code of Corporate Governance. That is my name, the State Chairman of the association.
Also speaking, the association's General Secretary and Training Committee Chairman, Yunisa Musliu, explained that enforcing governance principle is critical to preventing waste, blocking leakages, and sustaining year-to-year growth across microfinance institutions.
Point we have at mind is basically to boost our performances. And of course, when you want to boost performance, the best way to start with it is to block the leakages and avoid, you avoid wastages. So when you're able to do that, then you now concentrate your resources on how to multiply, on how to boost your performance. That way, we will be able to have the growth that we intend to have in a very steady way. You understand? And that is what we are referring to as sustainable growth in our system. It's just not a matter of you having the performance in the year and then the other year you are falling out. So we want to have a progressive growth in our subsector, and that is majorly what we're trying to address. Ms. Yunus Musliu, like I said, the chairman of the training committee.
For the managing directors of Microfinance Learning and Development Center, Adetuji Adefalabi, the initiative is forward-thinking. He emphasized that strengthening governance at the board level remains the most effective way to build institutional resilience and long-term sustainability.
It's been designed to address the issue of corporate governance from the board level. The board of microfinance institutions are the fulcrum of governance for institutional sustainability and resilience. And so having a training like this means that the association is forward-looking and thinking the right direction to be able to empower members of the board of directors of our microfinance bank across Osun State to be able to take a frontal role in entrenching governance, institute control at the board level, so that our organization are run efficiently and effectively and become sustainable as a going concern.
Participants also expressed satisfaction. A director at Legend Microfinance Bank, Engineer Adiremi Bello, said the session broadened his understanding of ethics, risk management, and the responsibility of directors. Another participant, Adetumomi Eson, described the program as timely and highly enlightening.
One thing that inspires us is that because we manage people's money, any opportunity to know more on what to do to get better is really cherished. So that's one reason that made me come all the way from Lagos to attend this. And even through the first 2 hours of the training, the facilitator has touched on so many areas that is really eye-opening, especially on how to prevent bank from collapse, and then some salient reasons which bank can run into trouble, and also the responsibility of directors. Sometimes it's not just a privilege. It has a whole lot of responsibility that can even lead to. So people should know that there should be a way to manage relationship between you and your co-directors, or the management board, and I mean, for us, there must be boundaries for us to be able to run ethically as much as possible for profitability, both for the shareholders and the customers of the bank.
I think it's a welcome innovation. It's very good because it gives you an insight into the responsibilities you have as a director of a microfinance bank. Microfinance banking has gone beyond the typical, we are just going to the market to see market women. We are seeing a lot of regulation by different bodies, the central bank, we have our association. So it's good to know what responsibilities are required of us, what our duties are, what rights we have as directors. And I mean, as a whole, I think it's a very welcome development. Personally, what I've gained is that I'm more aware of my rights and my duties as a director. And I think it's something that should not only be given to maybe a few, every board member should actually be given this kind of training.
The quarterly training remains one of the key interventions of Osun microfinance banks in strengthening leadership and ensuring stability in subsector. Abiodun Taiwo, Inside Links TV, Osogbo.